the day's project, or maybe a couple days, but I'm gonna try to take this field or this lot here and level it off a little bit. They're gonna bring in a bunch of cargo containers. This is actually the guy that makes my shirts, and that's the road that I did last year out there. We'll go and look at that in a minute, but I think they're gonna do a row of 20-foot long containers almost. It's gonna be about 10 feet short of the fence down there, I believe. But I'm gonna kind of come in here and notch out the side of this hill, and I want to try to get them a couple of feet away from this fence if we can. And then we're just gonna rock everything. I told him we can do to kind of just save a little bit on the haul off and junk is come in here and just kind of cut this down. I think I figured up 18 inches, which will get us about 7 inches above that asphalt, where the ramp's not real steep for the forklifts. But the idea is to almost just kind of notch this out and then take it down there and build it up. And then even if that hill is a little bit steeper, I think he's just going to rock everything eventually, not have to worry about mowing it. And I think, I don't know if there's a building here before or what, or just a parking lot, but I think it's going to be some pretty decent packing material, you know, rock and chat. And for starters, I'm going to strip all the grass off, get that kind of piled up out of the way, and then just kind of start cutting this and working it down to this lower half. And I may actually concentrate on this first row because he'd like to try to get some containers in here possibly in the next week. And with me leaving to go to Con Expo, I'm not going to be here, so I may kind of work on cutting this out, getting this material out of the way, and actually run and get a few loads of rock and put down on this. So we're letting the loader warm up, and then we'll get to it. got all my grass and some of the topsoil, most of it. And mostly just chat and rocks. I think, like I said, this was an old parking lot for whatever company used to be in here, but got it slicked up. I got this junk kind of down here at the edge. I can't decide. I may end up hauling it off, or I may try to, when I build this up, just kind of use the back of it. It's not really ever going to hold. You may be able to get that grass to grow back over the edge of it, but now I'm going to go up there and just start where I want to make my cut and just run down that side, and then I'll dig out the back and then just start kind of bringing all that this way. So we'll run up there and start cutting on that. All right, this is where we're at for now. We're closer, but not quite there. This I actually cut down past the base rock that was here and got into some pretty soft rocky junks. I ended up digging out more of it and kind of undermining it, and then I've got this stuff. It's kind of dirty base that I'm going to try to put back over the top, and then 2 loads of new stuff. And there was like a 9 or 10 inch crown in the middle of this lot, so I'm going to try to take a little more of that out. We were talking about, you know, bringing this level down and daylighting it out more, but I got to talking to him. By the time we did that, we'll end up cutting all the rock off of there down to the dirt. I mean, which would help on that other end, but for what he's wanting to do, I think I could save him some expense of just trying to dress up what's there, re-rock part of this, and he can set his new containers, and then when he gets ready to do the next set later on this year, we can touch it up and add a little more rock to it. Then that's where we're at for now. We're going to try to push this base back up here and then top coat it with that, and like I said, finish touching up some of my crowned area in there and get this thing knocked out. All right, next morning, we're gonna give myself a little a rating system of how I did. I graded this out. I think I got done at like 9 o'clock last night, so it was completely in the dark when I finished this up. That's not too bad. This is still a little bit wavy. They're trying to do the side of this hill in the dark with my little headlights. It didn't come out too bad. I got a little bit of a high spot there, but it's still low in this corner. And I got a lot of roots in here to pick up, but this whole end is what I built up, and it's going to settle a lot, so this will work for now. I'm going to load all this junk. I didn't get it done last night, but I hate to leave this job and have this pile of junk just here. I'll probably just take it over to my friend's shop with the grinder and have him just, maybe not that metal, but have him chew this up. So yeah, like I said, not too bad. It's still a little wavy in places, so I may try to either touch this up a little more or talk to him. Like I said, I know he was just wanting to get that first row done, so it may be a deal where he can at least get in here and do that. We can kind of see how this is going to settle, and then I need to do a little more work. It still has a little bit of a crown in it, which kind of drives me nuts, but it may work with storage units. I mean, it was never going to be perfectly flat. It was always going to kind of slope down, but it may actually be all right for putting them in here for water to shed off. So I think this first run's fairly flat. Like I said, I tried to get that edge cleaned up, and there's a stump right there, but it looks pretty uniform. So it's not as, I guess it's not as bad as what I was anticipating it was going to look. And then this is kind of how this edge, need to do a little more work to it, but they're supposed to get a bunch of rain next week, so this may not even hold on the side of here, but I just wanted to kind of do something to dress it up a little bit. And next, this is my road that I built, or I guess not built, but regraded. When was that, last year? I don't know, I'll have to look back. But anyway, yeah, I did the video where we put a couple loads of rock on here and kind of dressed it up. It's actually held up surprisingly well for the amount of traffic that comes in here. Yeah, looks to be pretty good shape. So yeah, there's one right there where it kind of starts, but still got a good crown to it, so it doesn't like the water's eroding it out. So that is good. It's holding up well, nice and packed in. So yeah, this day is looking up. We'll get the loader unloaded, throw the grapple bucket on, and load our junk up, touch up whatever dirt's left there, and we can stick a fork in this one for now, for this phase anyway. Like I said, I'll be back when they want to do the other storage containers. I do not care to go back to the old style binders. I do really like these. I kind of got my system down where so yeah, I am loving these things. And like I said, I'd probably load my machine. Usually I take my machines back to the shop, unless they're on a shop for several days. So yeah, twice a day, loading and unloading, and a battery will last me about 6 days. So I can usually make it all week on one battery. I got the impact in here too. The battery is usually charged up in it. I've never used it because the drill works great for me, but we'll get a video of them here one of these days. But yeah, it just sits up there like that. You probably can't hear me next to the stack. And that's it. So let's get this thing unloaded, get the bucket switched, and load some junk up. Now we'll go to the dump, see if all that will actually come out of the truck, and come back, get the loader, and call it a day. So there's the this somewhat completed pad.